You want a soft life, but you're currently living in squalor. You think that you need money and a man, but really what you need is more structure and a plan. You're envisioning this soft life aesthetic that's presented by old money, but you're failing to realize that the soft life aesthetic is something that is first earned. Let's start off with some helpful tips from the Old Money book. This is one of my favorites to share with y'all, but I think it has a few good points that helps us to get this part of the video going. Find a role model in your profession to which you aspire. Look at the road they took to get there. See if it holds any answers for you. Find a mentor. This person may be doing what you want to do for a living or may have advised others in your chosen field on how to proceed. Listen to him or her. Take his or her advice. What is it that you're doing when time stands still and time flies all the same? What activity puts you in the zone? Can you do that for a living? What would you look forward to doing every morning if you didn't have to earn a living? If the answer is what you're doing right now for a living, congratulations. You are one of the lucky few. Don't think about working an 8-hour day or a 10-hour day. Focus on working 45 minutes at a time, addressing whatever task is at hand without interruption or procrastination. Then take a break if you can. Then go back to working for another 45 minutes. You'll get more done in less time. Doesn't have to be 45-minute increments. Find what works for you. This point is really important for one of the things that we're going to discuss later in the video. Knowing the requirements of your chosen profession and exceed them. If you start it, finish it. That has bounds to it because sometimes you start things that you shouldn't have started in the first place. But don't be a person who just quits because it's uncomfortable or you just quit because it got hard. When you start things, see them through to completion. You will find yourself being more disciplined and you will find that that's where your confidence comes from. A lot of people try to put confidence on, but it's always going to be fake if you're doing it from the outside in. Confidence comes when you do things over time, when you build trust over time, when you show yourself that you can be responsible over time, when you accomplish things over time, because the accomplishments feed into I'm feeling confident and I feel good about myself because I know what I'm capable of and I know that I see things through. So that's a really important one. If you tell someone you're going to do something, do it. That's just having integrity. It's not worth it often means I'm not worth it. Challenge yourself every time you say that. Oh, it's just not worth it. Why are you saying that? Is it because you're too lazy to do the work or to be diligent enough to see that thing through? The real competition is to do better than you've ever done before and then do better than that. So there's no competition with other people. There's competition with you and the person that you're working hard to outgrow. When you work hard at something, you honor the task and you honor yourself. The soft life that you want and the reality of what it is are going to be two different things. If what you want is a life of leisure where you don't have any responsibilities, you don't have to show up, you don't really have to do much of anything, I'm sorry to tell you, that's actually just you wanting to be lazy and to be compensated for being lazy. And that's okay if that's what you want, but if that is what you want, it will demean you, it will drain you physically, mentally, and spiritually. A truly soft life prioritizes structure, and it's that very structure, when honored, that allows us to have freedom. How many times have you ever been in a situation where you found yourself idle and you're wondering, what should I do with my time? And then you decide to waste that time. And then after you've decided to waste that time, you complain about how little time you have. Nothing gets accomplished, and then you find yourself complaining about the decisions that you made. Probably too many times to count. The problem lies in thinking that structure strips away from our freedom. It doesn't. It creates stability, which then offers freedom. You need to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And I do have a point from the book that I want to read on that topic as well. This is from the section on hard work or work ethic, but it's specifically about self-discipline. Old money knows that so much of life depends on the ability to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you like it or not. This soft life that you want is heavily based on having systems in place and honoring those systems. That is how these people are existing in this softness. There's no confusion. There's no wasting of time. Yes, they dilly-dally, lollygag, but they're not purposely wasting their time. We'll get to that in a moment. Old money, indeed, this may be the major lesson in all of formal education. Old money knows that exercising self-discipline early in life or early in a task makes for a much smoother sailing later. While it is not natural to start and finish necessary, sometimes unpleasant work that could be put off for a later time or not done at all, it can be learned. It is best if it becomes a habit. This does not have to be perfect at first, but you need to be sharpening the skill to be able to finish these things. It's also best to have goals for different areas of your life, not just your career or finances. Goals, living a soft life is great, but you have to have systems in place that help you to keep going. You have to have things that you're striving toward. And I know that this sounds so counterproductive from the culture of what we assume to be a soft life, but even your favorite well-kept woman is working very hard to maintain that lifestyle because she has to continue to be well-kept by taking care of her body, taking care of her mind, taking care of her health. Maybe she's investing in things behind the scenes, but everything that you see that manifests in her life as soft, it's because the underlying routines of structure allow her to be that way. Goals help develop discipline and give purpose to life. Start small. Conquer your closet before you take on the world. If you did not get the benefit of self-discipline from school or athletics, start with small and daily, weekly targets on an area of your life that you want to improve. Avoid the pointless. Have a definite purpose in mind when developing a habit. Make your first goal so easy you could do it without even trying, but do it. Reach your first goal. Acknowledge your success. Then set your second goal that is a little more demanding. Reach it. Acknowledge your success and set another goal. Now here's a good part. Be brutally honest with yourself about the effort and resources it will take to reach a goal. Don't pretend. If you set a goal and don't make the effort to achieve it, ask yourself why. Most of the time, the reason is lodged in some self-esteem issue. It is the work of life to take the circumstances of our birth and issues of our childhood and discard, refine, and remake them in order to become the person we want to be. I want to remind you that the purpose of doing any of this is also to be a better servant of God. So as you're chasing this soft life, which when you turn over your desires for the will of God, you will have a soft life. You have to give up all the things that you're attached to, and you have to actually work on being more righteous. That is the key to all of this. But in being more righteous, you cannot be lazy. You cannot be wasting your time. You cannot be undisciplined. You have to have structure in your life. If you're a believer and you're lazy, you need to rebuke that spirit. And you need to get on your knees and pray that Holy Spirit guide you, because that is not something that is supposed to be haunting us. That's not something that we're supposed to be living with. Everybody faces phases of being unmotivated, of just feeling really indifferent or not inspired. But to be constantly cycling through laziness, you might be under spiritual attack and you need to do something about it. And sometimes you're not under spiritual attack. So let's go back here. Don't lie to yourself. Sometimes you're not under spiritual attack. You're just refusing to do the work. And you have to know the difference for yourself. Targeting short-term, accessible, tangible goals that align with a long-term dream or vision you have for your life and working toward them consistently is a formula for happiness and accomplishment. Notice this happiness and accomplishment does not come from being fulfilled by another person. Your happiness and your ability to live this soft life has nothing to do with, I have this man that's taking care of me, and it has everything to do with you being able to maintain, uphold, and care for yourself in a way that is healthy, that makes you feel fulfilled. You're striving for the things that God has for you, even if you are being taken care of by a man. So your happiness cannot be placed in the things that you have and the things that you acquire, but more so in the work and the development that you do, even if it is in the pursuit of getting those things being anything tangible, a degree, a promotion, a new car, a house, whatever the case may be. It's been said before, but bears repeating. It's not the achieving of your goals that will be the true success, but the person you become in the process. The second aspect of attaining a soft life is understanding the value of time. Many people think that money is the most important resource or tool. It's not. Time is. And if you find yourself thinking, well, I would have more time if I had more money, that may be true, but I would challenge you to ask yourself if when you are given the resource of money, if you're actually using it to be productive and buying back more of your time, or if you're spending it frivolously on things that don't matter and sabotaging yourself, spiraling so that you don't have more time. That is not something we're going to explore in this video. That is more so for personal reflection. So I don't want you to skip over that. But it's very important that we consider the importance of time when considering how to have this soft life. And again, I want to go to the book to read a section about that. A marked characteristic of old money is that it does not waste time. This does not mean old money does not enjoy leisure. It does. This does not mean old money is always in a hurry. It rarely is. What it means is that old money knows the value of time and is aware that you cannot bank or borrow it like you can cash. You're going to spend it one way or another, and when it's spent, it's gone forever. And remember, I said that money is not the most important resource. You can always make more money, even if you have limited beliefs and money doesn't grow on trees and all of these things. If you have a job and you spend your money today, there's going to be more coming via direct deposit next week. You are not going to get the 40 hours that you spent on said job back in your life. That is time spent and it's not coming back. Old money is often focused on maximizing the moment, whether it's being productive at work or being joyful at home. Maximizing the moment means committing to what you're doing without distraction for the time that you're doing it. The biggest enemies of this are mobile phones, emails, the internet in general, and television in particular. If you're going to read or write an email, do it. If you're going to watch a television program as opposed to sitting down and lethargically watching television for no particular reason, watch it. If you're going to have a conversation with a friend, have it. But don't try to do all three at once. Something will be lost, not the least of which will be the magic in maximizing the moment. So he's not telling you not to do any of these things or saying that you should do one over the other. He's saying focus on doing one thing. One of the things that he's going to talk about next is multitasking. It's destroying us. So one of the ways that we waste our time is by convincing ourselves we're being more productive when we do all of these things at once. But if you're reading the email and you're watching the TV show and you're trying to hold a conversation with your friend, you're not being productive and you're just wasting time. It's going to take you longer to complete those tasks because you're trying to blend three different tasks that can't go together. Reasonably multitasking does make sense. If you're going to go for a walk and listen to your favorite podcast, of course, that makes sense. But to try to listen to your favorite podcast while you're reading a book and trying to get work done, that's just insane. And so what he's saying here is that you have to learn the value of time and to focus on maximizing the moment in a way that when you're doing something, you're doing that thing. This too is a trait of living a soft life. If you're going to go for the walk, as I mentioned, there shouldn't be anything else that's going on where you're trying to check emails and do work related things while you're walking. Focus on the walk. And if you need some tunes, you need some music, you need some conversation, great. But focus on what it is that you're doing. Don't waste your time. If you're going to be doing anything in particular for that matter, do that thing. Focus on doing that thing so that you can follow your structure, follow your routine, and get it done quickly as opposed to dragging it out longer than it needs to be because you're distracted while doing that thing. Multitasking, and a term old money loathe, is often just pretending to do more than one thing at a time and doing none of them well. Focus on a task, activity, or person. Invest fully. You will be more productive at work and you will have more fun when you play. Notice this is not a directive of what to do, when to do, a list of strict rules on how to live a soft life. This is saying you can spend your time doing whatever it is that you like, but if you continue to multitask and split your time and waste your time, you're always going to be frazzled and stressed. And if you're frazzled and stressed, what are you not doing? Living a soft life. So what do these concepts of time and discipline have to do with living a soft life? Discipline and time management are the quiet things. People can't always physically see you practicing them, but it will manifest in your life if you have discipline and if you are exercising proper time management. And the reason that this is important is because we keep talking about how structure is the key to a soft life. The woman of leisure with the soft life that you see is doing so because she has a life of structure. She's at the gym or walking like clockwork, typically the same time every day. She has sustainable habits and routines that help her to remain disciplined. It's not that she wakes up motivated to do the things every day. She's waking up and she has a routine that helps her to stay on task, even when she's not feeling like she should be disciplined or even when she's not feeling the motivation to continue. She has systems in place. She honors her commitments. She keeps her word. She has a loosely structured or maybe even a very strictly structured schedule that allows her to live this soft life. She appears to operate in ease because she's polished and poised, but she's polished and poised because she has a life of structure. So if you're still relying on this idea that some man is going to come and sweep you off your feet and you're going to live this soft life, or you think that some amount of money is going to drop into your bank account and suddenly you're going to be living a soft life, that will not be sustainable if you don't first have structure. So it's very important that as a woman, you learn to build that structure in your life. Some of you may already know this. Some of you know that you should be doing it, but for some reason you're not doing it. If this is something that you struggle with, not the self-awareness part, because you do have to be self-aware first. If you're self-aware, but you can't seem to do anything with the self-awareness, I would like for you to consider joining our mentorship. Mentorship is a monthly access. We do have meetings every single week, and we have book club once a month. The books are closely aligned, directly aligned actually, with the themes of womanhood that we discuss here. So these books are going to help you to call yourself out, to address some of the holes in your life, and to find the closure in the direction and the things that you will need, the resources that you will need to help you to operate in womanhood in the way that you need to. It's going to help you to stop spiraling. It's going to help you to stop wasting your time. It's going to help you to build more structure in your life so that you can live this soft life. A soft life is not reserved for people with a whole bunch of money, even though we just read about the old money book. Old money does not mean that you're rolling in dough. This is for anybody. You don't need a bunch of money. You don't need a man with a bag. You don't need any of those things. You need structure. And that's one of the things that we work on in mentorship. So if you're interested in that, I will put the information for the Wise Women's Counsel in the description of this video, as well as in the comments. Feel free to take a look at that. If it aligns with you, go ahead and enroll. We'll love to see you there. We do meet, as I mentioned, once a week, and we have book club once a month. So if you are a woman and you find yourself fantasizing about this soft life, but it just feels unattainable or out of reach for you, if you focus on being more disciplined and you focused on getting on top of your time management, I think that you will find that a soft life is a lot more attainable than you think. See you in the next video.